Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. This is Ms. Phillips, and thank you for joining me for your reading workshop lesson for today. The materials that you will need for this lesson are your pencil and your student copy of the Text 1 and Text 2, which is linked in the framework for you today, as well as your reading journal. If you don't have these supplies, pause the lesson to collect them, then come back to press play. Here are our objectives for this lesson. I will explain the opinion, reasons, evidence, reading strategy. We will determine importance of the information with this strategy and notice the layers that the author creates. And then you will synthesize and determine the importance within the text. When reading, it's good practice to pay attention to all the details and layers of information in the text and what an author is trying to give you. Take a look at this anchor chart here. This is called the Layers of Information Anchor Chart. Sometimes when determining main idea, it may not be clear, but instead it is implied. When a main idea is not clearly stated, here's a strategy that you can use. Whenever you work through the details that the author has given you, you can determine or infer main idea. You can look at the reasons and evidence of what the author says in order to form an opinion or the main idea that the author is trying to state. You'll first look at the evidence within the text, then the reasons that are backed up by the evidence. Or you can find your reasons and your evidence that backs it up, then work your way from the cone all the way to the top scoop, which is the opinion or the main idea that the author is trying to tell you. This is for when main idea is implied. Sometimes the main idea or the opinion is abundantly clear. When this happens, you may be trying to gain a deeper understanding of the opinion. So you would start at the top of the ice cream with the opinion that's clearly stated in the text by the author, and then work your way to the evidence. First, you would restate the opinion given to the author in the top of the ice cream. Then you would look for the reasons that the author gave in the text that support your opinion. And then lastly, you would fill in this evidence. The evidence is all the information that the author gives you within the text that supports the reasoning. Remember, readers, the opinion, the reasoning, and the evidence works like layers in an ice cream. The evidence is the cone. The reasoning is that first layer of ice cream. Then the opinion is the top ice cream scoop with the cherry on top. That's the main idea or the opinion that the author is trying to present. There are many questions that you can ask yourself when determining opinion, reasons, and evidence within a text you're reading. Some of these questions are, what is the author's opinion? What reasons support the opinion? And what evidence back up the reasons? You can also summarize the information that you learned. This helps you after you answer the questions in order to determine what the author is trying to state and also to summarize what you've read. By answering all these questions, you can add the facts up to conclude or infer the reasoning behind the article. Remember, the opinion is always backed up with reasoning and evidence and facts. Let me show you an example of how you would do this. I'm going to read an article for you today titled Understanding Electricity. Watch as I model how I find the opinions, reason, and evidence within the text. How do we solve the growing power problem? Why not just build more power plants? After all, that's what worked in the past, so why not? Well, power plants are expensive. Also, how many people want a power plant in their backyards? But there's an even bigger problem, the environment. Today, almost 2/3 of the electrical power that we use comes from power plants that use fossil fuels to make electricity. Fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and natural gas are burned to make electricity. Burning fossil fuels releases pollution and carbon dioxide gas into the air. As more carbon dioxide is released into the air, more heat gets trapped near the Earth's surface. The more fossil fuels we burn, the warmer the air around the Earth gets. So, building fossil fuel plants is not always the best answer. Blow, wind, blow. Luckily, burning fossil fuels isn't the only way to make electricity. For example, people have been using the power of wind for centuries. So, why can't we use this energy to make electricity? Well, we can. In very windy places, power companies have installed dozens, even hundreds of large windmills. Windmills change the energy of moving air into clean electrical power. Wind power won't solve all of our energy problems, but it can help meet some of the demand in certain places. Here comes the sun. If you're looking for a source of energy that doesn't pollute, look to the sun. The sun provides most of the heat and light on our planet. Since the late 1800s, scientists have been working to turn the sun's energy into electricity using devices called solar cells. The problem is, solar cells are expensive, but scientists are hopeful that someday soon everybody will be able to take advantage of the sun's energy to make electricity. Energy from atoms. There are other ways to make electricity without burning fossil fuels. Scientists have learned how to change some types of atoms into other types of atoms. When this happens, a large amount of energy is given off. This energy from atoms is called nuclear energy and has been used to make electricity for more than 50 years. Today, about 10% of all the electricity used in the United States comes from this source. So, why don't we build more nuclear power plants? Although nuclear power doesn't pollute the earth like the burning of fossil fuels does, there is a major drawback. The waste products from nuclear power plants are dangerous and must be stored in safe places. Many people are concerned about the safety of nuclear power. Okay, so whenever I'm looking at this article that I just read, I noticed that the author's opinion isn't stated directly within the text, but it's more implied. So I want to find the author's opinion, but in order to do that, I'm going to have to look further into the evidence and reasoning that the author wrote within the story or within the article. Whenever I'm looking for reasons, I'm going to ask myself, what reasons support the opinion of the author? Well, there are several reasons within this article that support the opinion of the author. The author states that there are other forms of energy or ways to get electricity, including the power of wind, the sun's energy into electricity, and nuclear energy. So I'm going to write this down in my reasons. These are the reasons that the author gave that support their implied opinion. So the author, I'm going to write down that the author says that there are other better ways to make electricity, including air, solar, and nuclear energy. Okay. What evidence backs up these reasons? Well, there's a lot of information and many different forms of evidence that back up these reasons. Whenever I'm filling out a chart like this, I would list all of the evidence from the article that supports the reasonings. So in this case, I would write information such as in very windy places, power companies have installed dozens, even hundreds of large windmills. That supports the claim that wind is a form of energy. Also, if you're looking for a source of energy that doesn't pollute, look to the sun. The author stated previously that they were concerned about fossil fuels causing problems in the environment. Okay, so a way to cut down on that pollution is to use the sun. This is evidence to back up the reasoning that creates the author's opinion or supports the author's opinion. Another form of evidence is that electricity without burning fossil fuels. There are other ways of making electricity without burning fossil fuels, including nuclear energy. And another form of evidence that I found to back up my reasoning was today, about 10% of all electricity used in the United States comes from this source. So nuclear energy is a working form of energy that can be used to create electricity. All of the evidence that I've underlined within the text, I would write inside the cone area, the evidence area of the chart. So by looking at all of this evidence and all of the reasons that the author gave, I can add these all up together with my background knowledge, and I can infer that the author's opinion is we need to use less fossil fuels and more of other types of electricity harvesting in order to save our planet. I can infer this information because the author states in the article that they are looking at other forms of energy, including wind, sun, and electricity and nuclear energy. Now that you've seen how to find layers of information within the text, the opinion, the reasons, and the evidence that the author has written, I want you to take some time and read the article, turn it off. Then you're going to complete the layers of information Google slide, and you're going to do what I've done here and modeled for you. If the opinion is stated directly, you can list that in the opinion portion of your chart. Then you want to list the reasons that the author gave that support this opinion. And of course, you'll want to list the evidence into the cone section of your chart that back up the reasons. Whenever you're finished completing the layers of information Google slide, you'll turn it into your teacher.